Well, welcome back to the Alaskan WoodYard, everyone.
Hi.
So today we're going to show you a couple clips where we were down in our last video where we picked up our wood, the before and after. We got everything all finished up, and we'll give you a quick shot of that, and then we'll get started to work here. And today we have a customer coming to pick up some firewood. We're going to try to load into a snowmobile trailer, and we'll see how that goes. And also we'll give you a couple shots of Jill over with the processor, and we have some shots around the yard of our inventory and what we've been doing.
We are staying a lot busier than what we thought we were going to be.
Yeah, right after Christmas here, this December's been absolutely beautiful weather, so we're trying to get the most of our 5.5-hour days that we can. Everything when we're all cleaned up. Welcome back, everyone. No wind today. 30 degrees on this beautiful December morning. It's a couple days after Christmas. And today we're going to do a little bit of wood, and we have a couple customers coming for a delivery. So we'll show you how we load some of our log lift bags. And I believe Jill's going to start the processor again today, see if we can get some more wood ahead. And as you can see, I got the Kubota tractor warming up, and we've got some more wood in the yard. We've been hauling wood pretty steady. As you can see, Jill's been busy on the processor. Let me show you what we got for a pile of wood here. We've got some nice firewood logs that we've been coming in. There's some of our log lift bags that we're going to be loading today. Each one of those bags is a 1/3 of a cord, or I guess down like where my daughter's in Tennessee, they call it a rick, I believe. Chris in the WoodYard can explain all that. He's got a pretty good video on how they do measure wood around the country. Here in Alaska, everything is a full cord, 4x4x8. So this is some of the birch we brought in. Actually, we brought in some yesterday, this week. We've been pretty busy. And we've got more out front, of course, and we've been processing. And we've got some more firewood logs over here. I say Jill's been processing the last couple days, just a couple hours a day. I'll show you the little pile that she did yesterday. So this is one of the new piles we've got. She's probably got 2.5 cord there. She was about 3 hours total yesterday out here, so she's probably got about 2.5 cord piled up. There's a pile we done a few weeks ago, and there's the pile we're trying to get ready to start drying. There's about 15 full cord this big pile over here on the other side, and some of this was cut even in October, and it's starting to dry pretty well already. Starting to crack a little. And we started cutting our wood a little bit bigger. And we've been cutting it a little small last year, smaller than I normally would cut wood. And I know around the country some people are fireplace wood and just pleasure wood, I guess you would call it, to sit around and have a bonfire and have a beer or a family gathering. They want the smaller wood, but up here in Alaska, the pleasure we have is just having a warm house. So We're cutting our wood a little bigger. We've had 3 or 4 customers already comment to like a little bit bigger wood. Now this is not boiler wood, but it's just bigger stove wood. So I don't know if you can tell by my hand, I got a pretty big hand here, but let me show you. So that piece is probably 7 inches across this way, and you can see that's starting to crack. If I get a close up here, that's about the biggest. And then this is another piece comparable, a little smaller. This is nice size stove wood, one hand. This is a little, you can still pick it up, it's not too bad, but after I get out of the tractor, I'll bring a tape measure over and we'll measure some of this just to give you an idea how we cut our wood here. So I'll go over and get in the tractor and see if I can get the camera set up and we can show you loading some logs when the customer comes for firewood today. I will also show the deck when I'm loading the deck of the processor for Jill. We had a little issue the other day. Let me bring you around the other side here. And kind of my fault. Let me uncover this. So our stacker, we have a little Honda engine. And we kind of just jerry-rigged it up a little bit. We couldn't adjust it for our belt to get tight enough, so we had to put a little block of wood there to kind of wedge it so the belt wouldn't slip. Well, I started it up to let it warm up and took off to get a load of logs, and Joe was coming out to process. Well, this piece of wood right here we have just, it's got a little slot in it, and we just set it down here, and this kind of guides the wood into the conveyor if nobody's here helping. Well, that had dropped down and hit this belt, and it burnt the belt up. So I had to get a new belt yesterday, and fortunately the local auto parts store had one a couple inches shorter, and actually that turned out perfect because now the belt doesn't slip. We don't have to jerry rig anything, we just kick it in and out of gear, which makes it nice. So one of the little problems we had last couple days. And the Cord King has been running flawless so far. And here comes Jill out to get this fired up. So actually, while she's coming out, we'll give you a cold start here on the Cord King. So Jill's going to start it up. Good morning.
Morning. How's everyone today?
So I checked the oil last night after we shut it down. It was warm and everything was good, and so she's going to give it a cold start here. We let this run about 10 minutes. If it's below, 40 degrees out, let the hydraulics warm up. Check and see what we have for hours here. It looks like 284. So what I do is I just pull the bar down a little bit. I'll just let it run like that for a while and warm up. Like I said, for about 10 minutes, circulate the oil really well. Kind of a quick view there of everything. This is Jill's office, as we call it. She absolutely just loves to run this processor. And as you've seen in our previous video, we had Pete come up with the wood splitter. He brought up the 511 Eastman made, and Pete had a chance to run this processor. He liked it. I think if we needed a full-time hired hand, I think he'd volunteer for a few days. He liked operating the machine too. Something about it, it's enjoyable. So our sawdust, Joe puts in these big super sack bags. This is pretty much like chainsaw sawdust off a chainsaw. It can be a little coarser, but so we just comes off the processor into this plastic tote, and depending on how big the wood is, if we saw in bigger wood, this fills up fairly fast. She fills it every day. And then these super sacks, we fill up and we sell these for $30, and we cannot keep them. We could sell 10 a day. Horse people come and get them for horse bedding for the most part, and we get them filled up. Then we set them inside the sawmill to keep them dry, and they come and they return the bags. They'll pick it up and we load it in their truck. We just put the forks right through these little loops and pick them up, and that's the way we load them.
And we see who's doing most of the work right now. He's visiting with you, and I'm using a shovel because the shovel comes with instructions. So I read the instructions on how to operate a shovel.
And you can see how warm it is. Jill doesn't even have her gloves on, so she always wears her coveralls, and just a light zip up hoodie today. It said December here is, you can see the mountains. We have,
It's 26 degrees right now.
yep, so it's been fairly warm. I said it's been in the 26, I think Jill said this morning. She said when we got up, and you can see not much snow. We're pretty fortunate. And our driveway here, as you if you haven't checked out John at Frickin' Jeep, check his channel out. He's got a nice yard over there in Maryland, and they have, and like everywhere else, I guess, they have a muddy season. We're fortunate here to have all gravel yard. And then we have that big ledge back there halfway up. That's all shale rock, and that flakes off, so we have shale we can put down to keep the yard nice and dry. But the whole entire yard, we have 7.5 acres on the level down here that can be pretty much wood yard. Just beautiful lot, so we're pretty fortunate there. King Mountain off in the distance there, that's just shy of 9,000 feet in elevation to the peak. And that's our weather gauge. We can tell when the weather's going to change by watching the top of that mountain when the snow's coming in. So it's 11 a.m. and the sun won't come over those mountains today. It stays down behind them. And then every day, of course, we're getting longer now, so January 25th, it will be shining here in the yard. That's our magic day. As you can see over there in the distance, Joe's getting ready to process. I got the tractor warming up here, and gonna load some logs on the deck for Jill and load our customer with firewood today. So this tractor is a Kubota. If you haven't seen our previous videos, it's a 52 horse hydrostatic drive with a cab, of course. And right now, with no snow, we don't have our snow blower on. I just have the hitch to move the processor if we need to. And this tractor is 13 years old this year. I bought it used out of in northern New York from my Kubota dealer I used to deal with back there. I waited 3 years for this tractor to come in. It was very low hours when I got it. It only had 800 hours. And I've got over 1,300 on it this year. So I put about 500 to 700 hours a year on the tractor. Okay everyone, we're in the tractor. We'll go over and get Jill some logs for the processor to keep her going. And I got an imposter in the firewood pile here. I've got a cottonwood log that got mixed in. And we'll take this log over to the unwanted pile. Well, we're out this way. Let me take you a quick tour. Show you what we've got for wood adding up here. Jill's firewood stand has been doing very well, and we have a few loads of logs there. You can see in the background of that's some bigger stuff we're going to process this spring when we get caught up. It's got a little rot or punk in the middle, so we'll process all that separately and kind of grade it out as we cut it. Pile there on the right is kind of smaller stuff and some uglier wood that we'll take care of. Pile here on the left is my saw logs, and we're gonna try to get to some of them in January if it stays warm. Give you a little shot of the stacker and the pile that Jill's got started. This pile in front of us is cottonwood we cut last August, and it is dry. Haven't tried to sell any of it yet. It's kind of a really low grade wood, but wood is wood. If it's dry, it will burn. We'll just give somebody a big discount on it if they want to use it. We heat our house with it in the spring and the fall when it's not too cold out. We just burn the cottonwood and save our better wood for later. So the wood in the processor right now is 8 and 9 inches. Really ideal for firewood. It runs through very smooth. Split it into 4 pieces. And with logs like that, we can do well over 1.5 quarts an hour. We can do 2 quarts an hour, and like I said, in prime conditions. So when I unload these logs, I put all the large end, the butt log or the bigger diameter, all to one side. Then when I load it on, it just feeds through the processor much easier. And if we have a small cookie left over on the end, a little short piece on the end we call cookies, is the nickname for them. We're not wasting quite so much wood. Okay, we'll grab a few logs here. We'll take them over to the processor for Jill. For Jill, it's very relaxing to run this processor. It's not actually work for us, even though we're retired. It's just enjoyable. And remember, as I said before, behind every successful man is an exhausted woman. So Jill just holds the loops and we drive through with the forks. Kind of hard to see here inside the tractor. So these are third cord bags. We'll get them in the trailer, then we'll top them off, round them right up. They have to be pretty full, actually right over the top, to get a good third of a cord in. So we're going to see if we can set them in the back of this snow machine trailer, if we can find the key. Jill's going to back up and
yeah, try help us here.
So this is the last bag. So as you can see the hitch on there, they have a sled.
Yep.
And Matt's going to tell you about the sled. Well, come on out and
We got two sleds. I got a forget the name of the company. Airframes Alaskan, the sled company. I used their sled, both of their sleds, to haul all my stuff up at the cabin.
So here in Alaska, a lot of the cabins are remote. We can't drive to them. So Matt's situation, they're going up for the weekend. Take the family up, and they actually take the snowmobile or snow machine. I guess I don't know what they call them in Alaska is different than some places, but
Snowmobile, snow machine, same.
Yep, and big plastic freight sleds.
Yep.
And load the wood and haul it back to the cabin. So it makes a great family outing for the weekend. And,
yeah, we got to touch the wood 3 times just to get it to the cabin.
So,
the boys love the work though, right? It's your favorite thing?
So Matt's a new customer, and we'd like to thank him today for stopping by and picking up a cord of wood, and we'll get back at it with you soon.
Appreciate you.
Well, that about wraps it up for today. I hope you enjoyed our video. As you see, it was a little bit of a challenge, and once in a while there's a little bit of handwork and loading the wood, but we have to take care of the customer and their needs. That's part of the business, and we're getting some work done, enjoying this nice weather.
We are enjoying the nice weather. We know it's short-lived.
So thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you soon. From the Alaska Woodyard, we keep the sawdust flying. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.